Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodle 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 doo. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, what do you say we do a random ranking today? We're going to go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random and then rank them from most favorite to least favorite. It's not going to be Oscar themed. I know we have a lot of Oscar stuff here, but I just finished up doing a live over at Mega Mike the Movie Man's channel where it was an Oscar theme thing. It's his Split the Room series, so definitely go check that out. Gonna try and put that link down in the description below if you want to check out the replay. It's kind of like it's a game. It's a game show sort of thing. So you'll have a lot of fun watching it, especially if you love the Oscars. But yeah, let's pick out 3 movies. I think we're just gonna pick out 3 next to one another because it's kind of late. Kind of late. 1, 2, 3. We'll pick these and then see. Make sure we've seen them. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start off with. Wow, look at this. All right, so first we're starting off with Legends of the Fall. Now, this movie right here, when it comes to the score, the musical score, I found it incredibly distracting while watching it. Did it win? It was probably nominated for score, I would guess. It was the winner for best cinematography. I would say the cinematography is nice. We've got some nice scapes, some landscapes that are very beautiful in this movie. But yeah, I just remember watching this and the score was just like so in your face that you were barely able to watch the movie. So that was my takeaway from this movie, even though it does have some beautiful landscapes in it in terms of cinematography. Okay, next we have It's a Do or Die Situation. We will be invincible. Pat Benatar did the music for The Legend of Billie Jean. So here we have Helen Slater, and who plays her brother, Christian Slater. And as a kid, when I would watch this movie, I just assumed that they were real life brother and sister. Turns out they aren't. They were just cast together, and it's just kind of serendipitous that they actually have the same last name, but they are not related. Joan of Arc, story of Joan of Arc. Basically, she is assaulted and has to like go out on the run because like people aren't believing her and stuff with that, and she's trying to get the word out about the truth, and some people aren't wanting to hear it, and her and her crew are out to get justice. And I quote this movie all the time. One of her friends says the word everywhere, like "Where's Billie? Where's Billie Jean?" Somebody says that, and then she says everywhere, but she says it with some sort of accent where she goes everywhere, everywhere, and I say that all the time. So this is a movie that has just like entered my vernacular. It's just something that I say. It's like this one line thing that I say all the time. Everywhere. Next we're gonna go with, I have 2 here. I'm gonna go with Legally Blonde, the first one, because honestly, I know I've seen Legally Blonde too, but I am having trouble remembering much about it in this moment, so I need to go back and rewatch it. But Legally Blonde, the first one, is a really fun movie. Like it's hard? Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Who else is in it? Not Owen Wilson, but his brother Luke is in it. I believe he's a professor, and they sort of have a fling thing together, a relationship. Is he in the sequel? I can't remember if he's in the sequel or not. Excuse me. What else do I want to say about this? I think the ending, like when there's like this trial, I remember watching this I think it was this movie, if I'm remembering it correctly. Yeah, we were watching this movie for some reason at my grandparents' house, and my grandparents, are kind of like teetotaler, non-swearing type, and there's some swearing that happens. There's like this big reveal that happens, and then somebody stands up and swears in the movie. And I remember my grandpa, never heard him say a bad word in my life, but until watching this movie, he was laughing so hard. He thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen when this person stands up and says it. And then my grandpa repeated it like as he was laughing because he just thought it was so funny. And the entire room was like, huh? Like we were like, we couldn't believe it, like a record skipped, record scratch sort of thing. I mean, we were all laughing afterwards too, but it was just like so weird to hear that. But anyway, let's get to ranking these. How are we going to rank them? How are we going to rank them? I know how I'm going to rank them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of, not get rid of, I'm going to put at the end Legends of the Fall, because that movie has just sort of always irritated me. But I'm going to put The Legend of Billie Jean at number 1. I think Pat Benatar does not like this movie. She did the music for it, and I think I've heard her say, like, the movie sucks or something. But I always liked it. But again, I, grew up with it as a kid, so I always loved it. There's like this great scene in the mall where they're all like stealing stuff, and then they're handing out these little handwritten IOUs at a mall. But okay, anyway, so Legend of Billie Jean, and then I'm going to go Legally Blonde after that, very funny, and then Legends of the Fall at the end. So that is my ranking of these 3 movies. But I have to ask, have you seen these 3 films? These 3 right here? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.